2, 1, go. All right, so we have Limbo, which is a game that actually translates to Edge, which is more like Edge of Hell. So basically what we'll find out very quickly is that this young kid that we never actually see anything but a silhouette of is everything's trying to kill him for the most part. So we find a whole bunch of different obstacles, ranging from spikes in the ground to a couple of different enemies to even long falls that can damage the silhouette. So this is our first event right here, first obstacle, which we make it over. Thankfully, if we would have hit the ledge, we would have actually fallen down into some spikes, which is not the best thing to start with. And this right here is always a questionable jump because it always has a height that is variable of whether you die or not. So then we jump down to this. We kind of push off the boat a little bit to get some speed, which is actually a new trick that we recently implemented into the run. And now we got some speed going on the boat, which we have to wait to allow to cross all the way to the other side. Then once we get up there, we'll notice that there is a handle on the right-hand side of this boat that we can grab and actually bring out of the water, which will allow us to jump up on the boat and then jump to the right, which we can start climbing a few different items. And we get to this rope that is hanging off the side. And as we climb the rope, we find a whole new area to explore. So now we are 3 parts of the way through the game already, out of like a whole bunch. So Limbo at the 2020 Olympics, I mean, this kid would be pretty good if they, I mean, it's implied that they're dead. So this is one that we always kind of have trouble with. Got to get some momentum. First try through, though. We're about 2 seconds behind, I think, total on our time, which is surprising because I would have thought that that boat push would have gotten us a little extra time to take off, but it looks like we actually lost some time in somewhere between then and there. I think it was when the actual pit bear traps, we pulled them apart, but we pulled them apart a little bit too much. In the world record run, they barely pull them apart, and they just use some momentum to go through. So now we jump on this log, and a big boulder comes down, tries to hit us, but we moved out of the way in time so that we can let it go through the motions and allow us to continue passing through the area. And you'll notice that it's a side-scrolling action, pretty much left to right for the most part. Sometimes we will come back. Like this area right here, we have a hanging rope. We were trying to do a physics trick earlier in this practice just to kind of get this to work a little bit quicker and shave about probably 2 minutes off this whole thing. Because you'll notice we would have been across already, so that's 3 minutes and 20 seconds, let's say. So let's see how much more time this actually puts on us by having to do this full tree motion, which is probably going to be quite a bit. I'm sure it's at least a minute to do, so basically, we jump up here and push up a log area. And now that log is fallen down and allows us to have an area to push across and jump. So actually, it's more like a 40-second save rather than a full minute. But still, 40 seconds in this game is quite a bit. But we are able to get across fully now, and you'll start to hear some of the really nice soundtrack sounds of Limbo, so I'm going to go ahead and let you hear those as we see our first enemy of the game. So this is the spider, and basically the spider is just showing 3 of its legs. If we went a little bit closer to the tree, we would see a 4th one emerge, but that does knock us down, and the spider leg immediately impales us. But with it striking twice and missing, it does cause enough vibration for this bear trap to fall, which we can now go over and bring on over for not 1, not 2, but 3 of the legs. So after 2 of the legs try and strike us, this 3rd one kind of comes down preemptively and tries to attack. So we dodge out of the way of that, and then we allow it to focus on us, keep the trap there, or a third one, so that we can continue moving on. That fourth leg is no longer a problem as the spider decides to climb up. Now we use our first speed boost here, kind of jumping down. That's what you'll see us do throughout most of the slopes in this. And we get to a point where we just kind of can't move anymore. We move slower and slower, and eventually we stop and wiggle. Can't move anymore. As our friend that we just chomped 3 of the legs off of, which I don't know if this is the same spider because it does have all of its legs available to it, so I think maybe there's multiple spiders in the Limbo universe, but our first split does come once we get control over the little web cocoon that we're made into here. So we've got a split coming up here in just a second. I think we actually are going to save some time in this area. Yep, so that is a new gold split by 9 seconds, so that's pretty huge on the run. I think that that's more from the pushing the boat than anything. We are wiggling for quite some time, though, but we eventually wiggle our way loose to where we can, we have 3 ranges of motion: short jumps, medium jumps, and long jumps. We continue to let the long jumps go and kind of move down a little bit. And then we'll eventually get to a point where we're at a pit. And I do have to do a short little jump here just so that we don't dive right into that pit and lose all the time that we just saved. And then this next one around, we've got to preemptively use less of a jump so we could slide down. If we would have continued jumping, we would have went right down into that pit. Now we got another boulder. And physics is a big part of this game, so one motion will go into another motion, which triggers a chain of events to happen. So like now, we're on a little boulder that we are pushing forward. And if we were to fall too far forward, we would actually fall into a pit and kill ourselves. If we go back a little bit too far, we'll fall off the boulder and go into the same pit. So we gotta kind of maintain this area right around here so that we can continue going. But if you look at the top left, our friend that we thought was taken out is coming back to see that their meal is on the move. Thankfully slow enough to where we can ride this boulder across this area and jump to freedom, sliding down this area and going off the cliff. And in that process, we remove the web cocoon, so we're free to move again. We just have that little piece on our hair that remains, which eventually falls off. I'm not sure where. But we come across our first person in this game that looks like they're alive, but they are actually hanging on this little area. So now we swing back and forth on this. Now, there are ways to get around this on that first jump. I'm still not sure quite how to do it. But we continue to the balance logs now, where we'll jump our way across. And some of them we just barely have room to get across, but that's kind of how it was designed. And then we break this twig. You saw you won? Yes. Oh, that might not be enough. Oh, that was enough. All right. I thought we died because I was looking at chat. Oh, your chat busted when you won. Nice. Well, that's what happens when you win, I guess, around here, huh? Okay, now your chat works. And we do have a T-Fuel starter kit coming up. And we see our old friend, the spider, but we noticed something a little bit different about it. Its legs don't look quite the same. There's some ropes on it. That's just because got a silhouette person that is actually controlling the leg. So now we get to this point. We hear something to our right actually fall down, which we are going to avoid by jumping over. And it turns out that they actually shot a flaming tire at us. And so we let that go into the lake, jump back over again. You have 20K. Whew. That is a lot. Alright, so these silhouettes have climbed up the ladder. We're going to follow along, see what they're up to, because they just tried to kill us with some tires, so they must know something, right? Well, we hit this point, and they're prepping something, which we figure out is actually this series of booby traps, but we are too smart to fall for that. So we get across here. They pull the rope up, so we can't follow them, so we just go right. Then we'll have our first area of the game where the camera actually pans out a little bit, and usually you'll find when that happens in this game, that doesn't mean good things. So we have our friend the spider with a pierced silhouette body, and it turns out that it was one of those people that were just trying to kill us. So the spider actually did us a little bit of a favor, but we are about to hit our second split, which is the balance log. So once the spider's foot hits this log, we will go ahead and advance the split. So hopefully we kept that 9 seconds. It looks like we did. We actually got another gold split, 1.1 seconds under our best time. So we need to continue this run quite a ways as we go up to this boulder. We jump on here, and we break this log, and we thought that the spider fell down, but he actually is coming right back up. So good thing we triggered this boulder to come over and squish them down into the pit. So the spider is officially gone. I'm not even saying that, Duck. Not even saying that. Oh, goodness. Duck, you come up with some stuff. So I feel like there's got to be a way that we can get across that pit without coming up short. But we're going to try and jump with enough to trigger some speed boosts without killing ourselves. So we get through that whole slope there. When we get to this pit that we can't get across, and these people are running away. And it turns out the spider is back, but it's just the leg of the spider and its body. We can't get across that pit as of right now, but since we just detached the leg from the body, we can now use the spider's body to push it over to the right and eventually get to the point where we use the spider's body to get across this pit that we wouldn't have been able to jump over before. We push it over, down the hill, jump up, jump over, and we can make it. And that is the end of the spider, which is, you know, kind of sad. I feel bad for the spider, but it is what it is. We jump down here, we use this little slope as a speed boost. We do that not once, but twice right here, because we come back, and we're going to get this little crate. Can't get the first one, but the second one is in bad enough shape that if we jump on it, we can actually push it forward and allow it to slide down with a little bit of a speed boost, and just enough to where we push it and can get up this cliff. Now we're getting to the point where we see our first instance of what we call mine bugs. Once a mine bug hits you, you're unable to really control movement left to right. You just have to walk the way that the bug wants you to, but once it gets into light, it'll actually turn a 180 and make you go the other way. So we pull this dead body up because there is a little bit of a booby trap up here. Lots of booby traps in this game. So now we push this body in, making it trigger this big boulder, and we continue our way to the right. Fortunately, that floating body did not make it. We actually jumped a little bit too early there, and that made us stop and kind of wait a few seconds. So now this first one, we have to hit this first switch and then avoid the second switch, which we have to remember this sequence of events, because once we go over this pit, we see a body with some blow darts on it, and then to the right, some silhouettes. So remember, this first one we avoid, and the second one, we hit the switch. Unfortunately, they do not know this sequence, and the first one fell in the pit, the second one did not avoid, and the third one avoided, but they did not know to step on the switch the second time. So even though this person made it through those traps, they still did not make it through the blow darts, which is unfortunate, because they are not coming back. But then again, like we said, this is the edge of hell, so I don't know if everybody's supposed to be part of the scenario, or if there's other people in the silhouette situation, like the young boys situation on this. All right, so I'm trying to time this a little bit better to where we can get this to jump. All right, so that was pretty good timing. Yeah, I think we're gonna shave off a little bit of time on this too. Oh, that might not be enough. Oh, that was enough, just enough. All right, good. Yeah, we should because we're cutting it so close, that should cut some more time off. It's always the booby chair. You have a new build partially done. I can already feel the speed. Nice. That is good. All right, so here's the first mind control bug, which is inside our head. And we walked into sunlight, which makes us flip a 180, and now we should be able to hit the slope, slide on down, jump again, slide down, jump across. And then we jump over the box, because if we push the box, we would have no longer have access to it, but we need the box for this area right here, just because we jump up to these little monsters that love the taste of mind bugs, apparently. Finally finish Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet. I don't know what that is. Is that part of Warframe, I take it? So now we see this little critter that is, looks like he's hungry for these little glowing mushrooms. So we go up to this platform, jump up, jump here, have some glowing mushrooms come down, but he wants to go back to his cave, but since he decided to eat and run, he's gonna go over to this hamster-looking wheel. And as we push this lever down, he's running on it like a hamster wheel until it crashes some thunder and causes some rain to come through. Metroidvania game for two. Oh, okay, nice. Steam and Xbox. Huh. Couldn't you just use a torch to change your direction? I'm not sure what area that is, but... Alright, I think that's enough, yeah. So we need to come up here, we need to hit the chain. Holy cow, 14.5 second gold split? Okay. So we just wait for this to come up. That should be good enough. Jump over, jump across. I don't know what the heck we did to get that gold split, but that was pretty decent time save right there. So now we zoom out again, which is usually a bad sign in this game, but for some reason, this is the one area, I think, in the game where you zoom out and it doesn't really... It's not a bad part because it just kind of shows you that you need to jump up this area. Which we time this to jump and slide to get that speed boost. Jump over the box, pull it over, and bring it under this platform area. We want to pull it because we don't want to waste all the animation time jumping up on it, so we can jump over and come on over to this lever, which closes off this water. We jump up, the water starts to rise. So we have to open this platform in order to jump on the box and float to safety. So to get a PB by 145, you need around... I'm actually going to change that up. This run is going to count towards the prediction, no matter what time it is. So we're just doing the one run. It's not going to be over by 145, because that was... even if we world record, that was still statistically impossible. So it's probably going to go toward more like 150, 152, somewhere around there, I think it was. Depending on what kind of time we get. So now the water continues rising. Doc, I even said that at the beginning. I said it's not even possible. I did the prediction too early. It's okay, though. We all know that gold splits don't mean anything for these first parts, because I could always screw up the second parts. Alright, so the buoy is over. We go on up. And we should not... technically, we shouldn't be able to even, like, improve much time on this. Just because it's kind of done by... whatchamacallit? The... Or we improve 3 seconds somehow. I don't know. I don't get how that works. At all. Because it should be pretty evenly timed, no matter what we do. I don't get how we save 3 seconds there. So now we pull this lever. We let this area fill up. And once it's filled up, we push the lever again. just so that the big box goes down, because if we go up here and pull and kept that open, this other box would come down and actually drain all the area and would never be able to fill up. So now we got this filled up, got this moved over, and we can continue our way to the right. Usually when you see these bugs on the ground, that's also not a good sign. Kind of a, what is it, premonition of what's coming next. We gotta wait for that little glowing thing to go to the right rather than swinging to the left, just because if we get it to while it's swinging left, before we hit that box, we'll just walk right off this ledge. But since we were able to move that box, we were able to jump up, hit this sunlight, turn ourselves around, and then make our way, continuing to the right. And because we walked over to this area, some pipes burst, and now this whole area is flooding. So, as we said, everything in this game is just a series of events. But we need to go right, so we need to work our way over, jump again, and get back up to this light and use it again to flip ourselves into the opposite direction. Which should give us plenty of time. And now we go up the ladders and we wait. And we usually wait until the floating pipe hits the top of this this spike on the right hand side. So you see 4 spikes on the middle of your screen. Once it kind of hits the you know, almost to that area, we'll jump off this ladder, because if we jumped off now, we would actually walk right into the spikes and lose all that time that we had saved before, especially since this is such a long timed event that we don't want to mess this up. So we jump, and if we would not have jumped there, we would have continued to walk right and walked right off the ledge. So we got to do that. And what's funny is that on an offline run that I was doing earlier, I had never died on this pipe section, but I died on this pipe section while I was doing an offline run, and it was like, I couldn't even fathom how I did it either. But all right, so there's another 3.9 second gold split. So I actually missed that. I didn't go high enough on the section. All right, so good time. We just need to hit this, fall down, and then not hit the power switch here. So sometimes we come with enough of momentum to where we go right into that power switch and actually shock and kill ourselves, which we managed to avoid that time around. So it is probably going to be another gold split here on this. So setting ourselves up with plenty of time to possibly get that PB. And remember, anybody watching doing those predictions on, well, you all are watching on Theta, but for those of you that are participating in the predictions, just remember that this run is going to go after 1:45 p.m. like it says in the prediction. It is going to finish after that, but this run is going to count towards that. So it's a PB on this run, not by 1:45 p.m. All right. Go ahead and hit the glass. Oh my gosh, 7.5 second time save on that one. This is a big time save, everybody. I don't know what is happening. I feel like I'm not comparing to my best, but it says 49, so yeah, this is a pretty epic run. Yeah, I agree. I don't know what is going on. So we come back right. We let the mind control monster, the mind bug, take us over. And we destroyed that platform before, just because if we would have let the mind bug walk us over, it would have walked us right into that area. And we would have died. So we knocked down that platform so that we can get all the way to this light that's... I just realized now that that is the hotel sign. So if that wouldn't have fallen, that light would not have come through, and we would have not been able to get turned around. We go right, and we go through a whole area. I mean, this is a long setup to the next area. So now we kind of see a box under this area. We see an elevator that goes up and down, but we can't use that just yet. We just keep on making our way over even further, and now we hit an area that is a whole bunch of platforms. Yeah, jump this platform, go up, jump through, and another platform, which is actually a balance platform. It's kind of a momentum platform. So you can see it like rocking back and forth. That's going to be used here in just a second. We slow down, and this is the first time we get to really see the walk that we can do with the mind control bug. We jump over the saw blade, go up here, and we find those monsters that love the taste of mind control bugs. Then we come back, let the saw blade hit here. Now we gotta time it well enough because it does come back, so we had to jump over it. And we get to go through that whole area again. And we need 4 rocks on this one, so this is gonna be number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4 is kind of a half rock, so we will go over here, but then we automatically start running back where we got enough momentum to get all the way here. Pull this item back. And if we wouldn't have pulled that, we would not have made that jump, so it's kind of like a pendulum effect. We jump on up, and that box that we passed before, we got to go back. We got to hit this box, bring it back to this elevator, and use it because there is kind of a balance switch. Kind of like the balance log before with the spider, but now we're going to use a whole platform to have it to where it cannot rock back again. So push this back, push this as close as we can to the edge, which that was almost the problem right there. And we let this go up, then we make it go down. We pull this just enough to where that platform can no longer trigger. So we pull this box to about right here, pull this trigger, and that causes a rope to lower down. And once the rope is low enough, we push it back, we jump up, we grab the rope, and now we just swing our way. Oh, that's gonna be rough. Uh-oh. All right, we're good. So now this is actually a timed event, so it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So that should give us enough to where this first platform falls. We push it over in time to be on top of this platform. We jump up to the top and get through. If we wouldn't have timed that right, they would not have stacked on each other, and we would have gotten hit by the saw blade and had to do it all over again. So now this is probably the toughest part of the whole run for me because this depends on my analog stick and it's not great. So I just got to press the certain area. All right, so we lost some time there, about 6 seconds somehow. I don't know how, but I'm gonna walk slow enough to where we don't trigger this mosquito, and they'll... All right, good, so we got it. How did we lose 5.5 seconds on that area? I don't know what we did. But eventually we break off the leg. The bug flies away. We continue off to the right. I really don't know how we lost time on that. I'm gonna have to look back at that. Oh, you know what it was? I think it was when we were running up the actual area from coming back. I think it's better just to run off of that rather than jump, because you don't really have the momentum. So now this is to a point where we have this little like pressure switch at the bottom of the area. So we need to figure out how to get that pressure switch to go without us having to actually trigger it. So we've got a little tire here that right now it's gaining some momentum, so we need to stop that somehow, which we do with this little gap in the area. Then we jump over, pull this back, cause it to roll quicker. Then we push it all the way across. And now it has fallen down into the area that we needed to go to. We just need to jump down here. Jump across. Jump down. So now we can push this tire up the slope. Almost to the top, but not quite. Just so that it hits that end and gives us a little bit of time to get ourselves set and ready to go. To jump over here. Now we don't have enough time to get it down the first time, so we wait for the tire again to come up and just barely touch the switch to where we can both get through and continue pushing. Then I noticed something the other day on this that should be another time save. So we can push this all the way up here, jump up here, trigger this down, jump up, and push it to where we skip a whole gear. So this whole time, like this would be the box right here, and then we'd have to wait for the next one. So that's gonna be probably a 3-4 second time save. As we go up here, hold this box. And now most of the people that would play this for the first time want to go up that area, but you don't want to go up there. You just want to push this box off and over, hoping that it continues like that. That is what we want to happen. We push these boxes. We continue pushing it. Now we're going to trigger a platform to go. That's going to come down quick enough, though. So we push this, load it on up, go over to this one, push it just enough to where we can jump onto this ledge, jump up, go to this next one, and continue our way. So now this, we swing once, we swing back. That should be enough. Have the chain go forward. We miss it this time around, but we catch it on this one. So we swing forward, swing back, and swing forward again. Jump over to the cogwheel and push it up, and almost on our second to last switch. And there it is. Oh my gosh, 49-second time save on just that section alone. Wow. But let's not get too excited. I've lost 2 minutes before on a few deaths, so, and then this is one of the areas too, so don't get too excited yet. This is not a best run, but sum of best is 47 minutes. What? All right, so we need to get over here quick. Jump up here. Nope, we missed it. Okay, so that's a little bit of a time loss, but it's not crucially bad. And actually, it saves us from a possible death too, so that is okay. I'm fine with that. So now we jump over here. We make this magnet stop so that we can push this box over to this area and let it slide just for the 10 T-Fuel donation, as we actually get it on the first try. This is actually turning into a pretty darn good run, you guys and gals, so thank you so much. And that might trigger a prediction from being closed, but you voted no on T-Fuel. Everyone, we're going for not only a personal best time, but we are also going for G Fuel starter kit right now, so best of luck to all of you. And I'll probably do a freebie before we sign off here, before we draw. So just oh, I thought we were too early on that. We're good. Did we get across too? Oh my gosh, we got across before that even ended, so this is I'm getting kind of excited for this, because this is going to be the run that we submit for leaderboards. We got to push this quick enough to get all the way across here. This is actually a really important part to get right. But we push it to about right here. Get across and up, and that's it. Okay. Oh, man. All right, so now we just need to one cycle the laser guns, which isn't for like 6 minutes. So, gosh, this is crazy. So we hit this point where we hit a hallucination. It turns out that it's just bait for a mind bug to put a mind bug in us and control us. So now we jump up, jump over. I don't know if we're gonna have enough. So we need to, yeah, there's a death. It's okay. It's fine. We did not lose a minute 29 off of that. It is quite a bit though. I could just jump up on him. That would be cool, right? There's another death. Another death. Okay though. Just my controls are not going like they should be, so making it a little bit tough. But there we go. All right, we did not lose a minute 23 off that. We lost probably 30 seconds though, which is kind of frustrating. Just because we were not, I mean, even though that's the controls, we were not pressing what it was doing. So we just kind of press this point until this crusher comes down. And we, oh gosh, oh. It like stuttered there. But it gives us pretty good time on this one where we jump and we do not go up yet. We just hang until we go up. Now we should be able to jump up whenever. Double cross to safety. Go up. Wait for this next mox to hit. Jump up, and the mind bug eats the bug that was controlling us. So yeah, quite a bit of time loss, but not terrible. This is going to be an important part right here. Getting this gear, pretty much the first time we need to hit this. So we need to be patient, wait just for a second, and now, no, continue. All right, so now we let this start to go up, but not too much. That might not be enough. Yeah, that wasn't enough. It's fine. We need to give it a little momentum. That should be enough. Yeah, there it is. We can't hit this first one. Yeah, that's a major time loss. It's all right though. Yeah, we still got this. Even with all those gold splits, like, it's not going to be a crazy, because this is going to be a major time loss, so we're going to be way over. But we still got PB sights. So now we got to press this control, this little ladder thing up as we rocket over, jump over to the platform, and we don't hit the switch until it comes all the way back and starts to go the other way. We need to wait just a second, and there it is. All right, we'll hit this now because we waited just so that we can get across, because if we would have done it before, it would have been on the complete opposite side. So now we jump over, hit this switch, fall down, and it is powered as this little lever controls not only the little minecart and the power, but also that little ramp that we had to lower. So now we got this zone where we go up, and the reason why it's showing like this is because there is a saw blade that we have to jump over. Now we can just ride this momentum out until we hit this bottom of the platform. We jump off, run after it, grab this, because this little cart actually provides some power towards this track. So we need to prevent that from powering until we get all the way across, which is right about now. Miss it. So then we got another dark lever that causes the world to spin counterclockwise. And now we've got a jump that we have to make, but we have to wait just a few minutes. We see a ladder across the way that we can jump now and get, but it does continue to rotate. So if we would have continued to the right, it would have made us die. But now that we've waited, we can jump across here on this platform and wait for this box to fall, because this box would not have fallen until time hits. So we missed the box, but we push it here, and it's not as major of a time loss as I thought it was going to be, but still time loss. Actually, wait a minute. Isn't this the guns right? Yeah. Wait a minute. Even with 2 deaths, we still somehow got time? What? Okay, so we cause a first hit here, and we cause a second one here, one cycling the machine gun. Wow. So we're still 1 minute and 28 under. Fudged that one, didn't I? And we do have a time save strategy that we have not implemented towards a run on this area too, so the time save is, instead of pushing this all the way up, we push it to about right here, wait for it to come back down, get over here, push this box over, jump up just in enough time. How did that happen? How did we still shave 4.7 seconds off even with 2 deaths? I don't understand. Alright, so we have to push this box back where we'll have enough room to hit it once it gets to 0 grab again, which that should be enough room. Now we jump over here because we had to jump up because this ladder before was inaccessible. Now it's able to be hit, so now we push it all the way up and then climb this ladder up instead of going to the other side because we have no platform to jump up to the second level now. So we go up here to where we can get that platform that we just used. And we grab it and we pull it this way. Causes it to fall over here. And now we're going to use this to jump up into that area once we get 0 grab again. Now we push all the way up. And we once again let it go to the top. We didn't push it all the way to the top, so we've got to be on our ball on this one. Hopefully we have enough time to hit this platform, go up. Nice. And we jump. Whew. Okay. We do have a little bit of a time save overall on this. Now this one is a tough little area here. We got to lower this elevator down. Got to jump up. Got to lower it down again. Jump up again, which we missed that time. We missed again. It's weird. Alright. So now we gotta miss this gun. Nope. It's okay. It's alright. It's alright. Really screwed that one up, didn't I? Alright. So there we go. We'll pull this box over. Now that's a D colon moment. I will agree with that one. That was really bad. All right, so we knock this down. Enough momentum. Talk about time wastes. Fall. Yeah, we're just seeing every possible way that we can prevent this run from being a PB. That's all we're doing. You know, maybe we'll even drag this box down enough to where it falls and kills us. You know, like last time. I don't know. We're fine though, because I did something on that. Even though I died once, I did something to save a little bit of time. I didn't pull it as far, so we don't have to push this one as far. So now that should save us a little bit of time. Yeah, itchy nose, so bad. It's so itchy. I don't know what it is about these Limbo runs, but my nose itches so bad all the time. Basically that go live button, I guess. right, so now we push these boxes over. We are inverted, so right is left, left is right, up is down. Everything's weird, but we manage, we make do. I push it to right about there. Oh, that's a little bit too much. Now we come back. That's good. Pull this to about right here, and that's actually going to be really good timing. I hope. Yeah, we're good. Jump, 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 jump. All right. And then I found out that we can actually just walk off this path and be fine, so that's another time save here. Now we have two platforms. One is higher than the other, so we need to implement the magnets on the top area, but we need to let this left one hit the top before the right one does. So we'll know off of an audio cue. So that's stuck, and there it is. The little boom that you heard in the background, that was the right one falling and hitting the ground. So yeah, the itchy nose is just kind of a stream thing from here on out, I think. I don't know what it is. Alright, that should be pretty good. So now we hit this, and we don't let the momentum take us into the spikes, so we actually hold down on this. We jump up, use these shingles to jump over, hit that switch mid-air. Now we gotta watch for this, Alright, that was pretty good. Oh, I thought that was early. Ooh, that was almost bad. Jump up! Ah, ooh, ah, me mom, oh, moop mop, me mom, oh. Apparently, it's your body being nervous, even though you don't feel it. I wouldn't doubt it. Even though we all appear calm and cool when we're streaming. Maybe nervous. I wouldn't doubt that at all, actually. Alright, so we push this over, we wait for this area to fall out, and then we hit this switch as we pass it again. And now we've got limited amount of time to get over there. I don't know if this is going to be enough time or not, but we're going to try and make it. Oh, yes, barely, but we did make it. And this is almost the last area of the entire game, so now we got a timed one where the gravity switches after a certain amount of time. Oh, and it hit us, dang it. All right, that's okay. It starts us in the middle of time. Okay, that's good. That's fine. That's fine. So now we need to get over this area before the gravity switches. It's fine. So we can't hit this area too soon just because there is a gun down here, so we need to wait for time to almost switch. Hey, it didn't glitch on us again. That's good. Sure, I was like tongue, pretty much. That's what I was thinking this whole time. All right. Oh, that was too early. It's fine. We're losing a little time, but not much. There it is. Oh, not enough momentum. I thought that was it. It's okay. It's all right. Nope. Uh-oh. Come on. Oh my God, is this happening? There it is. Come on, let's go, come on. All right. Oh my God. And just missed breaking 49 minutes. Wow. But we got it. Oh my gosh. All right, there's definitely areas of improvement that we can have there, but overall.